Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. I had to look this one up because I obviously did not recognize HR knives. No, I don't think that stands for human resources. Sorry. I should have just let you guys... That would have been the whole comment section. I don't know what HR stands for. I'll have it linked in the description so you guys can check it out. But I did find it on Aurora Blades, and to my understanding, this is a collaboration with Riot. It looks like a pretty interesting knife. I haven't actually opened it up yet. I want to share that with you guys because I think this is going to be pretty spectacular. Thank you so much to HR Knives, or whoever was behind sending this to me. Today's video is just an unboxing and first impressions, not a review. We'll do that down the road. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Let's go ahead and check this out. It's a fairly heavy box. There's a detail to this that I thought sounded really, really cool. So I can't wait to check it out. Really interested to find out exactly what size of knife this is. I think it's probably going to be a big boy. Look at this. What the heck? This is kind of cool. Okay, that's not a typical way to package a knife. But I gotta say, as much as I'm the type of person, I'm like, I don't, send it in bubble wrap. I don't care, as long as I have the knife. It is cool when they do something different with the packaging. So it feels like machined aluminum, kind of a, like a battleship or a gunmetal kind of look to it. I'm going to guess you just unscrew the cap. Yeah, okay. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. Take a moment to check. Okay, so we got some foam in here. Is that it? No, there's some extra. Oh, we got extra pivot screws, probably. Yeah, I'm going to guess that's what those are. Okay. Let's get this guy out. Oh, it's a larger fellow. On the larger side, I would say. Not massive, but oh boy, look at this. Oh boy, look at this. So this is called the Hitman, and here's what I like about it. It's an integral. Oh, that is beautiful. It's always interesting to see what companies do with the spine of an integral. It's a big open, flat, or sometimes rounded surface. A lot of companies do nothing with it. Like on my Excalibur, we just decided to leave that area blank. And I think that works for Excalibur. For other knives, it's kind of neat sometimes to see a pattern. In this case, we just have some holes, but it is sort of emphasized by the textured areas on this bevel, which I think look awesome. Look at that. There's, two bevels, and then so you've got texturing on the initial bevel and then the secondary bevel. Really cool. Now, what on earth is going on with this frame lock here? I believe this is PVD titanium that is laid in to the integral frame. So we have a screw here for the pocket clip holding down this one along with the pivot. Outside of the pivot and I wonder what else is holding in this this inlay. Let's get the blade out. Oh boy, that felt really good. Okay, we got something pretty unique going on. It really makes me think of almost a scimitar. Like it really looks like a sword blade. Look at this inlay here. I'm going to guess that's anodized titanium. It's textured and anodized titanium that they've laid in there. We have this beautiful harpoon notch here, nice little choke up position. I think the blade is, M390. Riot typically does their M390 60 to 61, so that's good. We have a recurve here. Initial edge is hollow. Not an insanely thin hollow, I will point that out, but it is hollow ground. And then this is ridiculously thick because we have the true flat, then you have a bevel, and then you have another bevel, and then you have the cutting edge. Now, why did they do this? To make it look cool. Something that never ceases to amaze me is, while the vast majority, I think, understand at this territory, right? It never ceases to amaze me how many people simply cannot fathom the idea of a knife designer making a decision when designing to do something more in the line of design and less in the line of utility. It is a knife, and a knife's purpose is to cut, right? It is a tool. But we typically see more of the utilitarian features, largely, most commonly towards the budget end of cutlery. Once we get into the more expensive areas, while we certainly still do see much utility and function and things of that nature, sometimes you see elements that are more in the frame of design, simply because that's what people who buy this stuff want to see. I think that's kind of like one of the first like truly shocking things that you learn as you come into the knife world, is that becomes more and more and more common, right? And that kind of goes along with the mentality that the more expensive knives get, the more they look like gas station knives. And then you realize the irony of that statement. Right? But anyways, we won't have to go into that. But yeah, so if this is confusing to you, it's actually pretty simple. They're doing it simply because it's an interesting thing to do for the blade, while still keeping the blade, functional. It's going to be ultra thick out here, but idea is going to be functional. I think it's neat, and thank goodness for people who are willing to sacrifice a little bit of function to give us an aesthetic that we don't commonly see. Because like I always say, if we didn't have people like that, then everything would be the Buck 110 or the Bug Out or the Open L. And dear Lord, I don't know about you, but that is not a universe that I want to live in. I want it to be something interesting. The action on this, guys, is insane. Look at this. So this is a frame lock, and it's tucked underneath this inlay here, and we do have a steel lock bar insert. Fairly thick blade stock, probably about 165 thousandths, but that pivot action is a true buttered glass experience. This is the type of action that is not simply impressive because it is fall shut. It's impressive because I cannot feel the bearings as they roll over the surfaces on the inside of the pivot. This is something that makes certain types of action on knives really stand out, because fall shut action with bearings is pretty common. Like, you can get that on, $40, $50 knives nowadays. But being able to smooth out those surfaces so much that you can't even feel the bearings as they operate, that's pretty spectacular. It's also a nice controlled drop. Oh boy, that is some special stuff there. Not something that I typically see. Now, I remember seeing the price tag, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's about $400, which I gotta tell you, I think that's really impressive. A lot of people are going to say $400 for a pocket knife, right? I mean, yeah, welcome to the channel, guys. Sometimes I show multi-$1,000 knives here, so it's, I get it. $400 is a lot of money for a knife, but when we're comparing the actual competition here, which would be high-end Chinese production utilizing premium materials such as titanium and M390, not to mention the amount of detail here. It's not a simple grind, and I don't think the frame is simple. I'm impressed when any company, especially now in 2025, any company, even Chinese, listen, if this was made in the United States, this exact thing, it would be over $800, right? I mean, just plain and simple. Nobody's doing this in the USA, this exactly, right? We have USA-made integrals for a little less, but they're not exactly the same thing, right? Those tend to be flat and far simpler, right? There's some companies out there doing titanium integrals for just north of $500 that are made in the USA. This exactly, though, no, it's going to be a lot more. So any, Chinese company that's able to get a design like this on the market for $400 or less, that's about what my Excalibur is priced at. I find that to be extremely impressive, because when we were creating Excalibur, we had to constantly alter things to get the knife to be able to be priced that way. And I know I feel, okay, but that's the truth. The whole idea was to make an integral, a super premium integral, and get the price as low as possible, given, the rule set, what we had to work with. And getting it there was really tricky. So I'm always impressed when companies can do things like this and get these knives at this price. This is really, really neat. It screams Riot. every time I think that, and there are companies that have accomplished builds and quality that is similar to Riot, but whenever I think that a company is like, you know, reaching that Riot level, like universally, Riot releases something that shows that they still have tricks up their sleeves. There are definitely companies who are the equivalent, or in some cases, I think better, like Poikilo, right? But Riot is still absolutely one of the top dogs when it comes to this level of quality. This is a really, really cool knife. I think it's also available in DLC. But yeah, a really cool one. So the overall length, let's just measure it here real quick. Overall length of this knife, the Hitman, kind of a cool name. It's almost 8.5. It's about 8.35. Blade length is 3.85 inches. Cutting edge, just shy. It's about 3.65. Really cool. Really, really cool. The more I look at it, the more I see, excuse me, the Riot influence there. Really neat. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the entire package, right? I mean, I don't need the container to be fancy, but I think it's cool. It's also neat that they sent additional hardware. Okay, this will get its own full review down the road, but that's going to be it for today. So links in the description if you want to check this out. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.